0.9% is not something that we see too often in 2026 in the world of cars. But May 1st, GM released that the optics for the month of May, possibly longer, are going to be at 0.9% APR for up to 72 months. So today, I wanted to do a little bit of a review, a little bit of a test drive and everything like that of an Optic so that we can see, is this something that would be worth it to you to drive around and potentially be your next car? Let's take a look. So the Optic is like the rest of the IQ line for Cadillac, which is they all kind of have a similar design language on the front. They've got this really amazing looking grille that just looks super premium and looks really, really high end. Every one of them comes with these really nice headlights that have a nice little light show that happens whenever you approach them. Just as an example, here's another one right here. They're basically the same. Actually, we've got three. All very similar, all in the same silver. I believe this is Argent Silver, and I believe they're all Sport 2s. And you can see that the trim is blacked out. I don't know, the black on the silver just looks really, really nice and premium. This one's got a black interior. The one we're looking at today has the whisper gray kind of off-white interior. So let's go inside and take a look at what it looks like on the inside, because that's where you're going to be spending most of your time. These ones have the fabric on the top, whereas the Lyriq and the Vistiq all kind of have like leather and everything like that. Leather on the bottom, but everything else kind of is the same throughout the rest of the lineup. The only other thing that the Optic has that the other ones don't is the Optic has this kind of blue tone accents on the lower half of the vehicle, but all of them have the same kind of center console, whereas the Vistiq has a touchscreen right there. Back end of the Optic is surprisingly roomy. You can get in here and you could easily fit two adults sideways. So I've got the front seat here set up where I would normally sit, and I've still got some leg room here. I'm not uncomfortable by any means whatsoever. I don't know, you could easily do a longer road trip with this and I wouldn't feel uncomfortable at all. Every one of them comes with a nice big pano sunroof as well. And then in the back, you've got a surprising amount of room. All of ours comes with charging cable included in there as well, because what is an EV if you can't charge it, right? But you could easily put suitcases back here. If you were going to do golf clubs, it might be a tight fit, but you'd have to go diagonally here in the back. Of course, we got the cover there as well. And since we're back here, let's take a look at this back end. I think the design of these Optics looks absolutely awesome. They look very sporty. And then you've kind of got the design here on the rear window. So let's go ahead, take it out for a spin, see how she drives, see what the noises are like and everything like that. This is one of my favorite parts about driving the EV. Okay, real quick before we get into the drive though, one of my favorite parts about getting into this is the dash light up. This screen is just excellent. Really well done by GM on this, or Cadillac on this. Let's go ahead and go through here. Okay, only charged 80%, got it. One of the best parts about having an EV is the fact that when you get into it, you press the brake, it's instantaneously trying to heat up the interior. So we'll go ahead and put that on auto, put it on 72. And then they have the nav pulled up here. So let's go ahead and do layout. Layout, and then gauges. And then boom, we've got our speedometer along with our battery readout and everything. And then of course it comes with heads up display, but hard to kind of capture that on video. You can navigate everything with this dial, which I really, really like. I like that all of the brands that we offer here at Luxury Auto, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Cadillac, a lot of them want you to interface with the screen with this. And that is one of my favorite ways to work with these vehicles. Let's go ahead and go to music here, go over. Oh, okay, we'll worry about this later, but very easy to navigate around once you get used to it. Super simple, super intuitive. Home, music, navigation, phone, so on and so forth. All right, so let's get into the driving portion and see what it's like. Now, in all the IQ vehicles, the seat settings are up on this upper part of the door, kind of like what Mercedes-Benz does, which I really like. Now you don't have to reach down, try and find it awkwardly. It's just right here up top. Go ahead and put on the heated seats. Go ahead and put on the heated steering wheel. And then let's go ahead and put her in drive. And let's go for a little bit of a test drive. Now, I've mentioned this before in other videos, but one of the things that I think Cadillac did really, really well with this is, one, the IQ lineup comes optioned really, really well right from the get-go. I believe all of them come with Super Cruise enabled. The tech package is, just even from a base standpoint, is really, really good. And heated steering wheel, heated seats, cooled, all of that. But the other really awesome part, and what I tell everybody that comes into the store and test drives one of these, is that you can tell that Cadillac was a car company that decided to make an EV, not a tech company that decided to make a car. And the reason why that's important is that you can really throw just about anybody into one of these, and they're going to get familiar with it very, very quickly. And I can say that with a lot of confidence, because these Optics and Lyriqs and everything that we have on the lot are our loaner vehicles, and it is extraordinarily rare for someone to come back minutes later after getting one of these and say, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to operate it. Can someone please help me and show me? Now, obviously, if that were to happen, we'd be more than happy to do so, but it just doesn't ever really happen. One of the things that I think Cadillac does well is that it does not have one pedal driving enabled by default. So for those of you who don't know, one pedal driving is where you really don't have to use the brakes on the vehicle. When you release the accelerator, the vehicle automatically starts to slow down because it's using electric motors to create the slowing down effect or the stopping effect. For a lot of people, when they get into an EV, it just really messes with them. You eventually get used to it, and I encourage people, when you're driving an EV, that is how you should drive an EV, because a lot of benefits there, right? You save on brakes, you get a little bit of charge back and everything like that. So it's worth learning how to do it, but it shouldn't be the default setting. And if you want to make it the default setting, not a problem. Boom, it's just a button right here on the dash. It's not a problem. It's super easy to do, right? But everything else, as far as the controls on the steering wheel and everything, are very intuitive, very easy to understand. To turn on my wipers, I don't have to go into the screen and boop, 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 like hit 3 different buttons. No, it's just a stock right here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, and I just turn a knob and I'm good to go. Now, I'm just driving around town, and the Optic is probably the worst riding one out of all the EVs due to its shorter wheelbase and everything like that. But it's still extremely comfortable to drive. It's very, very quiet. I feel like I could very easily have a conversation driving around town. You really don't hear a whole lot of the electronics going on or electric motors or anything like that. And honestly, if you had the music on even just a little bit, it would completely drown out everything. When you get one of these things on the highway, it is darn near silent. Obviously, tire choice and everything like that will have a little bit of effect on that, but it is just really crazy at how quiet one of these things is. Now, I'm just driving through some residential roads right now, and it's not the best kept road in the world. So there's some potholes here, there's some bumps and ups and downs, and this is riding extremely nice. It's absorbing everything. Again, incredibly quiet. I really don't feel like I need to raise my voice at all in order for passenger here to hear me, or for me to talk over, or for you to hear me clearly on the microphone. I'm just able to have a nice little conversation and just be comfortable and enjoy the drive. Driving around 40 miles an hour right now, so nothing crazy. But one of the nice things about really all EVs is the acceleration point of it. So if I want to have a little bit of fun, all I have to do is just, step on the gas. Well, sorry, not gas, the accelerator, and boom, I'm, up to 60 in no time. So it makes merging onto the freeway, interstate, highway, whatever you guys want to call it, extremely easy to do. It's not going to be a huge event, or, it's not going to be scary by any means. Really, truly, you know, if an EV fits into your lifestyle, I really don't think this would be a bad choice at all. If you're a family that has one, maybe two kids, and they're not in car seats, with car seats, this would get maybe a little bit cramped, especially if they are forward-facing car seats. Your passengers may or may not feel the squeeze there. But if you're one or two kids or have one or two kids and don't need a ton of trunk space or anything like that, and this is maybe something that you're just going to be driving around town, and it's not your main vacation vehicle or long distance vehicle, especially for us in the Midwest here. In the wintertime, you know, we have winter, right? You know, you're still going to get pretty good range in the wintertime. It's not a huge hit, but you could easily drive all week long in town, or even decent distances. Let's see, I test drove a Lyriq for 5 days, I believe. And over those 5 days, I only spent 20% battery, 25% battery, something like that. Wasn't a big deal. I even made a trip, 30 miles, a 60-mile round trip in the dead of winter with the whole family loaded up, heat going, the whole nine. And I think I still only spent 20% battery doing that trip. So easily could go and do, you know, semi-long distance driving, and you'd be just fine. So for an around town commuter, this is definitely a solid choice. I reached the end of the road here, so I got to turn around. Hold on a second. First time I've taken this road, did not know where it was going to take me, and I found out. Really excellent 360 cameras on these, and the backup camera is extremely clear. Also worth noting that as of today on May 1st, this does not have Google Gemini downloaded and installed. Let's go ahead and see if we can update. Oh, it's not going to let me do it while I'm driving. Go figure. It's probably a smart thing, to be honest. Ooh, heated seat is getting quite warm. Random piece of highway. Let's see what this is like when we open it up a little bit. Oh yeah. I mean, that's really all the acceleration you need for driving around town, like, or getting onto the highway or anything like that. I mean, you really don't need much more than that. Worth noting, this is also the non-V model, so you can even get even more performance out of it if you wanted to. I'm not sure if the 0.9% applies to the Optic V. I don't think it does, but I mean, for most people, I would say that you don't really need the V anyways. That was plenty. All right, gonna be merging onto the highway here. Oh, and 60. I mean, I haven't even made it around the first corner yet, and I was already up to 60. All right, guys, so just getting back to the dealership now. Just in summary, 2026 Optic, if it fits your lifestyle, if you're looking for a good little run around town type car, you don't have 3 kids, you know, 1, maybe 2 kids, at the current interest rate, I think this would be a really solid option for a lot of people. It's worth going to your local Cadillac dealership, especially if you're in Sioux Falls or in the surrounding area. If you haven't driven one yet, I think this would really surprise you as to how good an electric vehicle can be, especially interior wise. I think these have really, really nice looking interiors. I think you're going to be really blown away by how quiet it is. So like, comment, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, let me know. I'd be willing to do more of it. Again, I have all 3 brands here that I can do more kind of driving videos and show you guys. We'll be happy to do that. So see you on the next one.